I say good morning to you. Man, make sure you check out Merlot Shades, the magazine coming this fall. Make sure you hit the website, sign up, man, so you can stay up to date on everything we got going on, man. God has given us the resources to create this platform for Christian influencers in what we call the pop culture takeover. And I want y'all, shout out to God Got Me for the tea, you dig? Make sure y'all hit up their site, shop with them. Good folks, man. I'm always a believer in supporting, believers, man. We gotta put money into the kingdom, you dig? You know what time it is. God made dirt time. That's right. When we rehearse Genesis 2:7, where it says God formed man from the clay, from the dirt, and he breathed the breath of life into his lungs, and from there man had a living soul. So if God can make you from dirt, how can the dirt in our lives be a bad thing, right? So we're here to eliminate that thought, you dig? And we're gonna start this one off a little differently, right? So check this out. I got a feeling that you was exposed to an X-rated picture as a kid, bro. I got a feeling that you're dealing with addiction and your father never told you what you in for. Body start developing way before intelligence. That's irrelevant. You was a kid, bro. Your first girlfriend told you if you really love her that you do it, so you went and had a kid, bro. Your girlfriend father used to touch on her. Her mother treat her heart like a punching bag, and you sit and wonder where it went wrong, cause y'all fighting spirits from each other past. And now you online talking to me, telling me that you really need escape from it. It's never too much, you gotta believe. So many chains, you need a break from it. His soul ties with her soul ties. Her soul ties with my soul ties. My soul ties with your soul ties. Pain and lust and tied this knot. His soul ties with her soul ties. Her soul ties with my soul ties. My soul ties with your soul ties. Pain and lust and tied this knot. With that being said, I think God made foreplay. Now, before you get in your mind what you got in your mind, or like my wife likes to say, bow chicka wow wow, not there. See, I looked up the definition of foreplay, and it's sexual activity before intercourse, right? Now, what we got to understand is the sexual activity doesn't start at the physical layer. It starts up here. It starts in the mind. So we got to get to the origin of where it starts, you dig? So, you ever notice that, say someone of African descent, black, and someone of European descent, white, if they get together, right, they lay down, don't use a condom, in about 10 months, they have a baby, right? And the baby comes out, and most times they are what we call red bone, yellow bone, light skin, mixed, mulatto. That's because we see a physical manifestation of them two mixed together, right? Now, I know you're gonna say, hey, before you go here, we use condoms. Well, condoms take care of the physical layer to prevent the mixture, right? And that'd be great if we were just physical beings, but we're actually three parts. We're spirit beings inside a physical body, and we possess a soul. You probably think I just made that up, right? Nah. Thessalonians 5:23. 1 Thessalonians 5:23 says, may God himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. So, spirit, soul, which is our mind, our intellect, our will, our emotions, and our imagination, and our body. Sounds like three parts to there. Now, that condom takes care of the physical mixture, 99.9%, but they don't make condoms for the soul, do they? So if you lay down with that person, so say that person, say the person of, say the one of the people in that scenario was had a father who was an alcoholic, right? Addicted to alcohol, and maybe that generated some traumatic experiences, right? So I would think that would affect my mind, my will, my intellect, my imagination, and my emotions, right? And say the other person maybe was molested as a kid, unfortunately, or experienced some other type of childhood trauma. So as these two people lay down, say they did use a condom, right? So they didn't have the yellow baby, the mixed baby, 10 months from now. But what about the soul baby? that they had in 10 months. The mixture, right? Because we're 3 parts. So as we lay down with someone, we are intertwining at more than one level. See, you're more concerned with his STD results when he may be failing at healing from his past. And you may be more concerned with her body count when on the flip side, maybe she's so willing to give it up due to what she went through as a kid, right? And these are things that we have in mind when we make that decision beforehand, right? A lot of times we get told coming up, hey, don't have sex before marriage. Don't have sex outside of marriage. It's in the Bible, it's wrong. But rarely do we get an explanation at why. And this message really piggybacks on a message by Pastor Mike Todd called Relationship Goals. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend you seeing that. That's for everyone, not just married people, not just single people, everyone to check that out for the education, because we have to be able to tell this to our children, right? Now, it's one thing for us not to have the information growing up and coming up, but we got to give it to our kids once we attain it. And that's what it's really about. Like, life will try to say your dirt is you sleeping around, and they'll just make you feel shameful about it. And, you know, I know you may be on a naughty list, and I don't want you on a naughty list. And that's a decision of yours, but I want to make sure that you get all the information that you need for an informed decision. You're laying down with someone at more than a physical layer because you're more than a physical piece, right? It's the soul ties, the soul ties. Okay, so now let's lay this out, right? Woman 1 lays down with man 1. They both have issues of their past, and they take a piece of each other's soul with them due to the ties. Woman 1 goes to lay down with man 2, and she brings the first person's soul ties and her own with her into the bed with the next person and their soul ties, right? And that person goes and lays down with another woman, and they bring those soul ties, right? And before you know it, you have hate to say it, but it's perfect, an entanglement. You dig? An entanglement. And we had some fun with that recently in social media and the world, but it's a true thing. You ever walked into a spider web and it caught you off guard, and you had to do one of those things, and even when you got it off of you, it felt like it was kind of still on you. That's what a soul tie is. See, a one night stand is way more than a one night stand, you dig? Once you get it on you, it's hard to get it off you. And I encourage you to have these conversations with your kids. Seriously, it's at your discretion on how soon you have it with them, but you got to have that conversation with them, and more than just telling them don't have sex before marriage or out of marriage. You got to tell them what they're actually doing so that they know it's for their protection, to know what they're doing as they make that decision, you dig? And I want us to just be educated. This is some dirt that we can clean up, right? There's dirt that the world tries to put on us, and it's not really dirt. And there's dirt that we accumulate, but we can still take care of it ourselves with some education, man. That activity starts in the mind. That's the foreplay. It's before we make that decision, you dig? And I want y'all to have a blessed day. Make sure you go to the website, merlotshades.com, sign up. And remember, God made dirt and we're made of it. Peace.